Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Hall of Famer Bob Berry ruled Milwaukee's airwaves in the 60s and 70s. He spoke with countless musicians and celebrities over the years. Bob collected remarkable recordings of these encounters, which he's now sharing with the public. Here's Bob.
Imagine growing up in a house so infamous it inspired a horror franchise. Well, our guest on the podcast today did just that, living in the Amityville house in Long Island, New York, from ages 11 to 16. Later, the house became the setting of the Amityville Horror. But don't worry, she's here to share stories that are more delightful than frightful. You've seen her as Carlie Kirkland, the savvy insurance investigator on Banacek, and as Evelyn Stratton, Ricky Schroder's sophisticated mother on Silver Spoons. She was in The Gambler with Kenny Rogers, The Golden Girls, and $6 Million Man. We're talking about the incredibly talented Christine Belford.
Hi.
Hi.
No, everything, my answering machine answers the phone always, and then I listen and see who's there.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I have to, first of all, I'm going to ask you about this. It says that you play Ricky Schroder's mother on Silver Spoons. Now, that's his real mother on the show?
I play his mother on the show. He lives with his father. His parents are divorced.
Right. Okay. Now I've got but the one that's seen on most on there is his girlfriend, his dad's girlfriend, right?
Right. Right.
Okay.
Erin Gray. Erin Gray is his father's secretary, and that's becoming romantic.
That's it. Okay. Christine Belford is on the Bob Berry Calls the World line. She's going to be on a program that you'll be seeing on CBS television tonight called Empire. And we'll talk more about that in just a minute. But you may remember her as Dr. Marcus Welby's daughter, the wife of Kenny Rogers in the Gambler movie. She also appeared in the film Christina, the recent Stephen King much-talked-about movie. And she's a numerology expert and uses this in a lot of her acting. What kind of prepares you for it, right?
Yes, it's a tool to find out a background on a character, to get some information that's not in the script. But it always seems to work. I don't know why, but it does.
You recently reunited with Linda Evans for one season of Dynasty. After 10 years, what kind of changes did you see in Linda Evans?
Though we had worked together 10 years ago on Banacek, we've stayed friends all this time. So that though we hadn't worked together, I've known Linda all of these years. I think as an actress, she's certainly, she's secure. She has a sense of what she's doing. I think that when she did Banacek, she was very nervous. She was very unsure she hadn't been doing a lot of television. She hadn't been acting much. John was making pictures in Europe and in Greece, and she was with him, you know. So the person that I worked with on Dynasty was a very different actor. She was having a much better time.
I wonder how she feels about John and Bo Derek and all that. I guess they say in the Inquirer says that Bo Derek and Linda Evans get along.
I think they get along. I don't think that, they're not best friends, but they get along. Linda doesn't fight with people. I think it's... Linda and I have a very similar philosophy about all that. It's just a waste of time to be angry. It takes too much energy. Mm-hmm. They're not bosom buddies either. It isn't, it isn't what the Inquirer says. It's never what the Inquirer says. I mean, let's face it.
Yeah.
Not the most upstanding of newspapers.
You've played vindictive, manipulative victims and villains. How do you prepare yourself psychologically to play the bad girl?
Excuse me. Well, it's interesting. Unlike most actors, I don't love playing villains because I find that in order to play a villain, I have to get myself really... I have to find a lot of sadness and a lot of anger in myself in order to be that mean. Because people aren't mean because they feel like being mean. They're mean because they're unhappy. Mm-hmm. And from an actor's point of view, you have to play what a person is feeling, and then the end result is whatever the end result is. You can't play anger. You have to be angry about something. I find it really hard to play those people. I have to dredge up a lot of things in the world that make me angry,
What makes you angry?
It makes me angry that women are not treated equal to men, that children are abused. I get angry about situations like that. I don't have private situations, believe it or not, that make me angry because I'm really picky about who I let in my life, and none of those people who I let in my life make me angry.
Mm-hmm.
I get angry about the world a lot, though.
Sometimes do interviewers make you mad, angry?
Well, they haven't so far. I'm hoping not.
I'll be real careful. I'll tell you something that will make you happy, and that is talking about the program it's going to be on tonight. Empire, CBS television. How long ago did you film this?
Well, we did the 6 episodes. We began in October. We just finished them in December. And so it's very fresh. It's very brand new. It's unusual that you do a television show and it gets on the air as quickly as Empire is getting on the air. We finished 1 month ago today. We finished shooting. So it's like your brand new stuff, you know. It's got a lot of excitement. Sometimes you do a show and it doesn't go on for a year, and by then you think, oh, who cares? It's been so long. But I think this is a terrific show. I think it's the funniest. It is the funniest comedy script I've read for television ever.
What is Christine Belford's part in Empire?
Oh, Christine Belford is this sort of wealthy, shallow, petty, manipulative, and yet somehow I think that there is also a likableness. She's terribly sincere and loving of her husband. She's this very bizarre woman who's a combination of a lot of opposites, which is what satire is. You know, to satirize something, you have to tell the truth extremely. So that she's like a cross between Grace Kelly and Scarlett O'Hara. She's very classy, and she's also she's greedy, and she loves being wealthy, and she loves her husband, and she wants him to be the absolute greatest success. She's very much a team player with him, which for me is her saving grace. Is that as shallow as she can be, she really does love Jack. He may be a jerk, but she loves him. I think we are certainly laughable.
Well, that sounds good. We could use some laughs nowadays.
Yeah, and I think that it's a great tension-releasing show. I think it gives you a chance to laugh at the things that make you angry in the world. You know, I think that's why I like this show. I would watch it if I weren't on it.
Okay, that's a good enough endorsement there. I'll be watching CBS television. That's Channel 6 here in Milwaukee. The name of the program is Empire, and be sure to be watching for Christine Belford. Christine, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Bob. It's been a pleasure.
Bob Berry. Thank you for listening to Bob Berry's Unearthed Interviews. Be sure to subscribe and rate our podcast wherever you find your podcasts. You can find all our episodes at WisconsinBroadcastersMuseum.org. Check out Bob Berry's book, Rock and Roll Radio Milwaukee. Book sale proceeds support Donate Life Wisconsin. Special thanks to Wisconsin Historical Society and for financial support from WBA Hall of Famer Terry Vaughn.